Hey, welcome to Bible Tech. You have to have a decent amount of... It's so easy, anybody can use it. Get a few comments. Somehow fly one of these. You don't see it, obviously. And if you want to rewind or fascinating. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bible Tech. Today, we're going to be going back to the basics of decentralization. We're going to be customizing Linux Mint. In a previous video, we learned how to install and use the basic features of Linux Mint. Today, in a long-awaited sequel, we're going to be continuing our decentralization series with how to fix Linux Mint's annoyances. Now, to be clear, as I've mentioned often in other formats, I truly believe Linux Mint is, the best out-of-the-box experience that you can get of any current operating system, really. And yeah, I include macOS and Windows in there. That said, as with all things made with human hands, there's always room for improvements. And here's how I improve my Linux Mint experience and how you can too. Number 1 is theming and icon set. While the included Linux Mint themes are okay, they don't leave as much to be desired as their website does.
What is that? Wait!
It isn't as good in my opinion as the far better and more refined Plata themes, and I like it paired with the Papyrus icon theme. There. Let's install those now. We have a brand new clean Linux Mint 20.1 installation, and I'm logging into it, and we're gonna see how to go get those themes. Now, for the icon theme, it is easy as pie. There's 2 different ways to do this. I mean, in Linux, there's a billion ways to do anything, but I prefer to go the terminal route. And for this, you can use a GUI. If you use Synaptic, you can just search for Papyrus in Synaptic. Synaptic is right here. Alright, so I'm installing the Papyrus icon theme here.
5 minutes later.
I just want everybody to know how long it's taking in Synaptic. I'm going to actually show you how to do it in the terminal afterwards. And it's way faster. See, everyone looks at the terminal as something big and scary, but really it's actually easier than everything else. If you get over the little things that frustrate you in life or scare you, you'll find you're a lot more capable than you ever thought you were. So if I wanted to do the exact same thing in the terminal, what I would do is this. All I have to do is type sudo, which is super user do, which means I need to use administrative permissions to do the next thing. Apt, which is the aptitude application that installs other applications, aka App Store, right? And then I'm giving commands to the application, which is install, and then I'm telling it what package to install, which in this case is the Papyrus icon theme. And to pull that up, I only had to type, I think, PAPIR, and then I hit the tab key on my keyboard, and it auto-populated the rest of that. I didn't actually have to type Papyrus-icon-theme, and then I would just hit enter, and then type my password, and it would install actually faster than Synaptic would. That's why people use the terminal, as opposed to Synaptic or the App Store or whatever. And honestly, it is way faster with dang near everything. Alright, so now I have the Papyrus icon theme installed. To actually set it, I'm going to go to my little Linux Mint start menu equivalent. I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to themes. And I'm going to click my icons, and there is Papyrus. Now, because we were in Synaptic and I saw the deepen theme there that I hadn't actually seen before, I actually chose that as well. So I can actually choose deepen if I want to. And that actually looks pretty cool. I'm going to actually try this on my main machine. This is pretty nice. It looks very reminiscent of Apple's own macOS style icons. That's kind of slick. So hey, I mean, you can use whatever theme you want at the end of the day, right? So I'm gonna go back to themes here. I'm gonna choose Papyrus because that's what I originally designed this little tutorial script for. There's Papyrus. It's Google-esque, if you will, material design. Alright, so now we have the Papyrus theme. Here's how we get Plata. Unfortunately, Plata is a little bit more complicated. And again, there's a billion ways to install anything in Linux Mint. Oh wow, Firefox got updated too. What do you know? It looks a lot like Safari. So I'm going to type Plata GTK theme into Google, and it should bring you to Tista, the guy who's made it. If you scroll past the ads here, we want to go to Tista's GitLab right there, which is actually the guy who made it. So this is website, effectively. Look like Plata Theme at the top here. And I want to scroll down, and it tells you how to install it here. So it gives you a couple ways to install it right there, right? It's really different. It's really just different installation methods for different distros, in which case we're using Mint, which is based on Ubuntu, which uses PPAs. Now, again, there is a bunch of different ways to install it, and I'm doing it the way I prefer here. So I'm gonna click his personal package archives. And if you're asking, yeah, hey, are you gonna use this right here? Are you gonna use the terminal? I am, because honestly, I could show you in Synaptic, but it would take like 10 times longer. I'd have to go and change the software sources, and I just hate doing it. All right, so I'm gonna just copy that, and I'm gonna paste it here. Literally no command line knowledge whatsoever. Just type in my password there. Hit enter. It's done with that. And I'm gonna go ahead and click this line, copy that. Going to paste. Hit enter. Again, no terminal knowledge needed other than how to open a terminal, right click and paste. Okay. Maybe I should go over software sources, but anyway, you just open up the menu then, and then type software sources. Type your password. Surprise there, right? And PPAs. So I could have, and you see it's here, right? I added in the terminal instead, and I could just click add, and then I could have pasted in this part right here. I could have just pasted that in the graphical user interface. I could have just pasted that in, okay, right? But why though? I could just open the terminal and just whatever. Now, what that did was that it added the personal package archives of the developer of this theme to my system. So I will continue to get updates from him as they're released. I don't actually have to do anything else. Every time I update my system, it'll check his system, so to speak, for updates to that theme package. So I don't have to go back and get updates. This is another really cool thing about Linux that people don't really understand. When you update your system, it updates nearly every app on your system all at the same time, because you're using, you know, the Linux app store of sorts, as opposed to, you know, installing applications one by one. Now, there are a couple applications out there that I do have to install one by one, namely DroidCam. It doesn't have PPA, it's not in the Mint App Store, but, you know, in general, this is how you do it. Now, again, I could go to Synaptic for this third and final step to install Plata. I'm not going to. I already showed you how to install stuff from Synaptic. I'm just going to do sudo apt install Plata. I'm going to tab, and it finishes out theme for me. It says yes or no. I'm going to choose yes with Y, and hit enter. And this is going to take like 2 seconds, and bada bing, bada boom, done. So we now have the Plata theme and the Papyrus theme. So I'm going to go over here back to settings, and I'm going to choose themes. I'm going to choose Plata up here. Now there's different versions of Plata that it installs. It has like 4 different variations. There is a white-ish version. Actually, no, let me just do the normal Plata. So normal Plata looks like this. Plata there, and then we're gonna scroll down here and choose Plata here as well. This is kind of Vista-esque, right? You have the black title bars up here, nice big buttons. it even changes this, but the actual menus are white, right? See the nice white menus. Kinda like Chrome OS. It's meant to be inspired by Google's material design methods, I guess you can say, schema. And this is how it looks in the file manager. You have a nice black header bar there, and you have your nice Papyrus icon theme. And I think it pairs really well. However, on my personal system, I should say you can also choose Plata Lumen, which is white, right? Some people like that. It's very Mac OS like. Let's open this up so you can see it. Personally, not a huge fan of that one. I actually am gonna just see if this fixes the file. It does, yeah, so you can get a nice white look there. Personally, I'm all about dark themes. You're gonna have to pry them from my cold dead hands, and I'm gonna choose the thinner version, Plata Noir Compact, and I'm gonna choose that in all of these options except for the icon theme where we're using Papyrus. So Plata Noir Compact there, and Plata Noir here. All right, look at that. So I really like my dark themes. Really like them. They're easier on the eyes. That's how I like it. It's up to you which one you wanted to pick. Now, for the purposes of just familiarity for people, since most people aren't used to all black dark themes like that, if you think that's bad, you should see the way my personal setup is. I mean, I really go out of the way on my phone, which is a Calyx OS Android device, and my computer. Everything is in dark mode. Everything. I even have the Dark Reader app in Brave or extension to make my websites like as black as possible. YouTube is like pitch black. I just love it. But to make it familiar for the different things going forward, I'm going to just do the normal Plata, which is that nice mix, right? I think it's going to be more familiar for people coming from Windows or Mac, or Windows in particular. It should look pretty familiar. All right, so that's themes. Great. So we have a nice looking icon theme, a nice looking GTK theme is what it's called. So it's much better with easier to click window buttons, button click animations, and a less childish color scheme. It makes Cinnamon desktop environment just feel a bit more professional and modern looking. With easier to click window buttons, button click animations, and a less childish color scheme, it really makes Mint's Cinnamon desktop environment just a bit more professional and modern looking. To me, it takes Mint's look and feel from and also ran to the hands down winner of the Desktop Look and Feel Awards. We can also apply this theming to the login window for visual consistency and a little extra flair. I'm going to show you how now. So we're going to go to our little start menu equivalent again, and we're going to just type login window. And again, you don't actually have to type this stuff. You could use your mouse and take 10 minutes longer. That's on you. And I'm going to go to the themes here. So I'm just going to choose, personally, I'm going to choose the Plata and the Papyrus for the icons. And you can choose whatever else you want there. Great. It looks like it actually installed a cursor theme for us with that other deep in icon set that we picked up, which is kind of cool. That makes me want to see how that cursor theme looks, which is like your mouse theme, right? Let's go see under themes, mouse pointer, deep in. How does that look? Oh, wow. I'm digging it. All right, I'll take it. It's sticking. All right, great. So now we have all that set up, and I can actually show you the login window because this is a virtual machine, so I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to log out, and this is how it looks now. I think it's a lot better than it was before the old login window. Alrighty, so that's that for those. Number 2 is time and date display. So I'm going to go ahead and click on I'm going to right click here and hit configure on the clock. I'm going to click use custom date format, and it lets you write in like a code of how you want this to show up. You can already see that it changed as soon as I chose the custom date format, and maybe this is your style. Maybe you want it that way. I don't. So I'm going to show you what I use, which is kind of ironic because I used to use 24-hour time. I think it's more efficient across the board, but when I try to do these conversions in my head sometimes, even though they're really simple, I can mess up, so I'm not going to do that. This is the one that I use, and I'll probably put it in the description box down below. This is what I use. It's %A, comma, space, %B. So you see what's happening here? Each of these is like a time code here, so it will add up to this. I like it because it's just short enough for it to be cozy, and yet long enough to give me all the information I want. You can change it to whatever you want, and if you click this link right here, it'll actually show you information on the syntax for that, and it can actually generate it for you. So you can pick any of these types here, or you can use their build your own, and drag them up like that, see? And you can just copy and paste that from there. Alrighty, pretty slick if you ask me. I think that looks cool. It's unique. You're not going to find it out of the box on like any operating system that way, so I like the uniqueness of it, and it's uniquely useful to me. The next one is animations and sounds. Now, by default in Linux Mint, there's a couple little annoying sounds that aren't actually going to be playing. You're not going to be able to hear them, but it's very frustrating to me. So I'm going to go to sound settings. I'm gonna go to sounds, and I'm gonna disable starting the computer and logging in, disable the sound for leaving it, disable the sound for switching workspace, and disable the sound for actually every single thing, because the default sounds they have here are not good. They're very frustrating, and I think they take away from the overall refinement of Linux Mint in general. The next thing I'm gonna do while I'm in sound settings is I'm gonna send this all the way to the top. Yeah, under the settings. So this allows me to actually raise my volume past what the computer recommends. And for laptops in particular, that's gonna really boost your volume if your volume on your laptop is terrible. So I like that a lot. Alright, great. So the next thing I'm gonna do is animations. Now animations are not really necessary, but I think they can add a lot to how the computer actually looks. So I'm gonna just pull out mine on my own screen here. I'm gonna disable effects on menus because those never seem to look right for me. Go to customize, and this is what I have mine set to. I have mine set to fade. I have it set to ease none, and I have it set to 220. And I did a lot of messing around to make this feel as nice as possible. I'm going to do the same thing here, ease none, fade, and 220. This one here is going to be 260, and I'm going to keep that in eases in quad, and I'm going to keep that at traditional, and the rest are just that way. Alright, so here's how it actually looks. If I open a window here, oh, you know what? Because this is a virtual machine, it's actually not going to show you how shiny that looks. So I'm gonna actually show you on my main computer screen here. I'm gonna show you how that looks on my even more tweaked computer. All right, there it is. Here's how my actual computer looks after even more tweaking. And see how there's like nice fade in, fade out. If I minimize something, kind of goes down nice and neat. And yeah, I'm a little picky. You don't have to be that picky. It's up to you. I like it. You have some great new themes, and the customization of Linux doesn't stop there. You can customize anything you want, and I'd love to get into more in another video. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything that you're interested in hearing about and learning. A bunch new videos coming up hopefully soon. Now I have a nice shiny new blue microphone, and I'm a little better at this video editing stuff, sort of. Be sure to visit my website, bobble.tech, which is in the description box down below. And there's a ton of resources there that are free. Check it out. If you have any questions, there's also a place to email me on there. My email address is Robbie, ROBBIE, @bobble.tech. Am I going to see your email? Maybe. There's a good chance I'll look at my comments before I check that email inbox because it's getting kind of full with spam. So, check you guys later.